In the modern day of handguns, there is one constant theme. How small can we go? Back in the 60s and 70s, we saw many 25 autos and 32 autos hit the market. The Jennings J22 model, a 25 auto, was about $100 and seemed like everybody had purchased one. Heck, my grandfather even had one. It was guns like that that created the term Saturday Night Special. Even Conway Twitty sung about it. As technology improved, the micro-caliber pistol eventually faded away after the 1983 introduction of the Colt Mustang. A Honey, I Shrunk the 1911 .380 pistol, it was an immediate success. But the thing about success is, others will see it also and eventually copy it. Over 2 decades later, in 2009, Sig Sauer introduced the American-made P238, basically a fancy version of the Colt Mustang, a wildly popular pistol. A little later in 2015, Kimber jumped into the party with the Micro 9, another .380. Except for some aesthetics, once again, it's built on the foundation of the Colt Mustang, set decades earlier. In 2019, the Springfield Armory 911 was released. Once again, they were trying to grab that minigun craze, and another micro based on that Colt Mustang. In its early release, there was some issues with the quality and craftsmanship of that pistol, because it appeared that Springfield could have come to market a little bit rushed. But it is a handsome little gun. Finally, 40 years later, in 2022, the next version of the Colt Mustang, but in 9mm, is released. The Smith & Wesson CSX, a 9mm micro pistol based on the idea of the Mustang, but very, very different. Hello, I am Todd Cotta, this is Rachel, and this is Reviews It, sponsored by King's Gun Center. Well, today we have a very special gun for you here today. This little guy is the Smith & Wesson CSX. You know what that means?
I do not, Todd. What does it mean?
Chief Special X. Because X is always better.
Yes. It's a powerful letter.
You just saw the history of how this gun came to be, all the way back to the Mustang from Colt. It is very similar, but it's a lot more different than what we saw from Springfield, from Kimber, from Sig Sauer. It's basically the same platform, but on steroids.
Okay.
Why don't you go over the statistics on this gun, talking about its size and its capacities and stuff, and then we'll get right to it.
Right on. So this is calibered in a 9. The capacity is a 10+1 or a 12+1. The length is 6.1. You'll see that the front sight is a white dot, the rear sight is a white 2 dot, and it is a single action. The grip is interchangeable back straps. Barrel material is stainless steel, Armonite finish. Slide material, stainless steel, Armonite finish. Frame material, aluminum alloy.
Aluminium.
Aluminium. And of course the barrel length is 3.1.
Weighs in at 19.5 ounces unloaded. And one of the first things we noticed when we first grabbed this, because we've held a lot of SIG 238s and the other ones, it's a little heavier.
Right, right.
But those are chambered in 380 and this is in 9, so in a lot of ways that could be very, very good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're going to get out and shoot this gun in just a minute, but let's talk about some of the features on this gun. One of the things that is really nice about the CSX is they made it fully ambidextrous. So if you look over here on the opposite side of the magazine release, you'll see there's a little tiny screw right there.
Right.
A little nut, a little screw. You can take your screwdriver in there, and inside the box, you can put the left-handed mag release in here. Mm-hmm. That easy. Mm-hmm. And your slide lock on both sides here, on the left and on the right, out of the box. Very, very cool.
Yeah, perfect.
Another thing they did that the other companies haven't done is they made interchangeable back straps. It comes with this one and a smaller one, a little thinner for thinner hands. Mm-hmm. Overall, it's a little bit wider than you would get in the Mustang lineage because they have made it a double stack mag in 10 and 12. right now it only ships with the white dot sights. But another thing that you notice about this gun that I haven't seen too many people comment on is, see these like 6 lines going across the top?
Right.
What that does is it decreases the glare between your 2 sights.
No kidding.
Coming off the gun.
Okay.
A few gun makers have done that, and I like the way they've done it with this one here. In the design language, it is not a shield. It's not even in any of the design language of their Performance Center stuff, because those have the little scales down the sides, like on the M&P shields, on the Performance Center 1911s. Mm-hmm. These are just hash marks across here. Mm-hmm. But one side to the other almost looks identical, except for the ejection port when you take a look at these in side-by-side picture. Mm-hmm. I tell you, it's just a really, really comfortable gun to shoot. And we're going to go out and shoot it in just a little bit, but just to hold it is nice. I want to show you something about the trigger reset that I found out on the range when we get out there. But why don't we just get out to the range and shoot this? We're going to have Alex, Catherine, and Teddy to come out with us. So you'll see a couple ladies and a couple guys shoot this gun, and then we'll come back and we'll do a quick recap on this, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Watching a review about this gun, and they were saying that the 10th round is impossible to get in the 10-round mag. So let me see, here's number 9, here's number 10. Let's see if I can get it in here. First time you've ever loaded this mag, and it's in. Now the second thing they said was, with the slide closed, you couldn't get the mag to seat. And I would have to agree. Oh, it's seated. It's a little tough, but it's a brand new mag, but it will seat. So when you have a full magazine, at least when it's new, make sure that you leave the slide open to make it easier to load. But maybe as it wears in and the spring gets broken in, it'll, I don't know, we'll see what happens. All right, Smith & Wesson CSX 9mm, the brand new one with the 10-round mag in it. Let's see what happens. 5 yards. My hand was a little high up on the dovetail right there. I felt that whole slide. Jeez. Oh, I got the false reset right there. Kind of got quick on the trigger there. Here we go. Yeah, this thing's spot on when I settle down. 10 rounds, I did get one false reset on the trigger. Feels good, it's a little bit, just a little bit sandy, but feels pretty good. My first shot was a little bit off to the left, and then for some reason I threw 2 left, but then I settled down and I got them all right down the middle there. Good shooting gun as long as you can get used to that little bit of a trigger reset.
My initial thoughts before shooting it is that I like the grip of it. Being somebody who has smaller hands, it's really nice compared to holding something like the SIG P238 or the Kimber Microraptor 380. I personally like how it has a little bit more width to it compared to I don't hate it.
What happened in the beginning?
I personally have a problem with anticipation. That's just a me problem that I need to work on. But I don't hate it. I like how it shoots. The only thing I need to work on is just my own personal bad habits with shooting. Other than that, it doesn't have bad recoil. I like how it shoots. I don't think I struggled with the, what I don't know what you call it, the false trigger reset. I listened for the click each time and was able to get back on. But I like how it shoots, honestly, and I think this would be a really great option for concealed carry.
Smith & Wesson SCX, shoot 5 rounds, do a tack reload or a slide lock reload, and see how this performs.
Number 3. Okay, what happened in the middle there?
Malfunction.
What happened in the middle? You had a false reset.
False reset.
And that's when you tapped and racked and kept on going.
Yep, tap back bang, just worked through it. Not too bad, I like the grip. Overall, decent gun.
I'm gonna go for target 2.
What'd you think?
Recoil was a little hard to handle, kind of a snappy gun. Grip is super comfortable, very comfortable grip in my hand, and I've got small hands. Very comfortable. Got one straight on, little low to the left, operator error. It's a good little gun.
All right, when we talk about trigger reset, this is what I'm talking about. I can bring it out to here and see how the trigger moves. You can get stuck right here just like Teddy did and think you have a misfire until you let it go out to that next one and then click. So we've got to be very careful with this one. Interesting.
What was that?
The way this gun shoots. Mm-hmm. When you shoot a brand new gun or a different gun for the first time, there's always a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I ended up throwing a couple rounds because the way I was gripping the gun, and I'll show you here, I was gripping it way too high. I like coming really tight up into the dovetail here, and I got a couple marks on my hand right now for where the slide came back and got me.
Yep.
So I had to bring my hand back down and get it way underneath there, and still, you know, with the big 1911s and some of the Smith & Wesson 39 series, if I grab it too high, I will get a little bit of a slide bite because of the meat of my hand coming over the top.
Right.
It fits my hand okay. It just feels a little small, but I got huge hands. We'll talk about you and your hands in just a second. But it shot really well. Once I got the rhythm of the gun, and I still had a false reset when I was doing it. Mm-hmm. And so did Teddy. Mm-hmm. You'll see in the middle he does a little tack reload or a tap rack and roll, because he thought he had a failure to fire when he didn't. Mm-hmm. He had a failure to reset. Mm-hmm. We checked around, he was fine.
Right.
What did you think about shooting this thing?
You know, I have a gun that right now that is similar size, And I found the same issue that I'm having with my other, what they would call a micro gun. Sometimes they refer to these as the micro guns, a very popular concealed carry. The same problem I'm having with my other micro gun, I noticed right away with this one, is that because there's such a small grip, it tends to slap my hand when I shoot it. And so as a gun that you're going to go out and shoot quite a lot of rounds through, it's probably wouldn't be my first choice because it's not comfortable to shoot over and over and over again. And I also found that I went low left with this gun just like I do with my other micro gun. Probably an operator thing. I just need to get used to the gun. But I think it would probably be a great concealed carry, but I wouldn't prefer to take it out and do a lot of target shooting with this particular firearm.
If it was chambered in 380, I think it'd be a lot more fun to shoot.
Right.
Not so booming for a tiny, tiny gun. But I still say that other than that little glitch, me nitpicking this, if you hit that trigger just right, you might get it between the resets.
Right.
Other than that, it's built really well.
I had no problem with trigger. I liked the trigger.
Yeah, but I'm a reset junkie. And I had one happen to me, and so did Teddy, because we're both reset junkies. So you got to get used to that when you get this gun. So get out and shoot it a little bit. But I think for the most part, very good Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the box real quick, because I know people hate us talking about boxes, but we have to talk about this because Springfield sends their guns in little soft packs. SIG sends their guns in hard cases, and Smith & Wesson, the most profitable gun company in the world right now, sends theirs in a cardboard box. Open it up here real quick. Inside the box, the gun comes in the typical Smith & Wesson packaging here. You have a second 10-round mag, and we'll talk about that. We talked about that during the shooting portion. You got your lock and some instructions for it, but this is it. This is all you get with this one, is just simply a cardboard box to haul and store yours around. So you may have to go out and buy yourself a little plastic box in order for you to take it to the range and some stuff, because this won't last long like this.
Yep.
Other than that, at about $680 retail, it's a little more expensive than you would get with a Shield, but it's less expensive than a SIG P238.
Yep.
So for that, kudos, Smith & Wesson. At the end of the day, I think that we have a gun here that's going to be wildly popular. And we are so glad that Smith & Wesson went out, except for the fact that they were about 40 years too late after the Mustang came out.
Right, right.
But hey, you know what? Better late to the party than not going to the party at all.
Yep.
Guys, please subscribe below. We love when you subscribe, and we hope you enjoy our videos. Thank you for coming along for the ride today.
Yeah, sure.
Anytime you shoot a gun's a good day, isn't it?
Amen.
I am Todd Cotta. This is Reviews It. Have a great day.
Bye.